Hey doing everyone, welcome back. I know I've been kind of sporadic with the videos here lately. I'm still trying to get this channel up and off the ground, but I still have a regular job, and I've got some other projects that I'm working on. But we are inside of 2 weeks until it's time to vote. Actually, in most states, you can already vote early. So I actually did that. I went down, I already voted. I checked off everyone that I wanted. I double checked my ballot to make sure that it was right, and definitely make sure of that, because some I'm not saying that there are I'm not saying that there are issues with machines switching votes or anything like that. What I am saying is that maybe you accidentally hit the wrong button or something. So make sure you review your ballot when you vote. Make sure that it is exactly what you want. All right? So make sure you read the ballot over carefully. Make sure that you know who the candidates are. Make sure you have a plan to vote if you haven't done so already. All right? If you're the type that wants to wait until election day, more power to you. Actually, I generally prefer to wait until election day, but I can't tell you the last time I actually did. It's been several cycles. But yeah, actually the reason I voted early this time is because I plan on spending election day as a volunteer driving people to go vote. Not everybody has a way to get there. So if you don't have a way to get there, I'm sure you've got friends or family who wouldn't mind taking you to go vote. So yeah, it's an important election, from the top of the ballot to the bottom of the ballot. There were a couple of state issues here in Iowa. We don't generally have like ballot initiatives per se, whereas but we do have like constitutional things that come up here and there, right? For example, they want to amend the state constitution to basically say that basically to what we already have, to where only U.S. citizens are allowed to vote in our election, and you have to be able to prove that you're a U.S. citizen. Well, we already have that, so that amendment is unnecessary. Therefore, because it's unnecessary, I personally voted no on that. What's the harm in voting yes? It's irrelevant. The other one, and I voted yes on this one, is basically it defines the line of succession for the governor. Basically, the lieutenant governor would, instead of being the acting governor, would actually become the governor. Kind of like the vice president becomes the president. And like if a governor-elect is incapacitated and not able to take office, the lieutenant governor-elect would then be sworn in. Okay, I'm all right with that. Yeah, I actually kind of like that. It's may not like who holds either of those offices or who wins that election, but it is who won, right? Because in Iowa, governor and lieutenant governor run together on the same ticket like the president and vice president. All right, not every state does it that way. Some states, the governor is one office and the lieutenant governor is another. So, I mean, it's not unheard of. In fact, North Carolina, I know for example, they currently have a Democrat as their governor and a Republican lieutenant governor because they run separately. They don't run on the same ticket. But yeah, check your polling times. If you're inclined to vote early, in fact, I would encourage you to vote early if you can. Basically, you're avoiding the long lines on election day. If you're the type to mail in your ballot, make sure that it is sent in, because different states have different laws on this. Make sure that it is sent in early enough that it will count. Some states, it has to be received on or before election day. Some states, there's a grace period, but the postmark has to be, like Iowa, for example, the postmark has to be on or before election day. All right, but if you're one of those states, if you're in a state where it has to be received on or before election day, and you're mailing your ballot in, get it filled out, get it sent in. You don't want to take a chance of it not counting. All right, so check your election laws. Make sure you go vote, because this is an important election. I mean, up and down the ballot. I mean, I've got some local officials that I wanted to vote out and others that I wanted to keep in. And same thing as far as, obviously you know where I stand as it pertains to the presidency. Yes, I did vote for Kamala Harris. I make no regrets. I have no regrets, and I make no apologies for that vote because I know what the alternative is. But again, this isn't about getting into the weeds of who you should vote for. I mean, obviously, I want you to agree with me. And I've gone through some of my videos explaining why I think that you should vote the same way I do. But we're not always going to agree, are we? Just make sure you vote. Make sure that make sure your vote counts. All right? So, if you want to wait until November 5th, you do that. I would recommend going early if you can, even though I personally prefer to wait until the 5th, but I'm not. I've already voted early, though. So, yeah, find out when early voting is in your area, or if you're mailing your ballot in, make sure that it's received so that it will count, so that either the postmark or the day it's received, it counts. And however you plan on voting, make sure you vote. All right? And I'll see you next time.